Hey, welcome to the Minneapolis Edit. I'm Jen Briggs. Whether you are living here and you're looking to stay on top of what's happening or you're thinking about moving to the area, we've got you covered. Local news events, hot spots, things that are coming up and happening. We've got a great premiere show. It is the premiere show for you today. I hope you enjoy it. And on that note, if there are things that you want to highlight, questions you have, feel free to write into me at jen@perfectmatch.properties, and I will be sure to get to what you've got. So today, let's look at what we're covering. I'm going to give you an overview first. We're going to be talking about how Minneapolis was named the #1 city for women's local sporting events, which is amazing. We're going to also be talking about, we're going to take a little a left turn and talk about how THC drinks are now going to be in Target. We've got some Halloween events coming up. We've got a quick update on the real estate market, and then a fun wrap up for you. So let's dive into what we're covering today. So first up, Minneapolis just claimed a title that's been a long time coming. We have been officially named the #1 city in the country for women's sports. So I want to make sure that I get this right. Let me read a few of these details for you here. Since 1980, no city in America has hosted more major women's sporting events than Minneapolis. This ranking was highlighted by Meet Minneapolis and Minnesota Sports and Events, includes the NCAA championships, Olympic trials, professional league games, international competitions. We've hosted more than 50 major professional college or amateur girls and women's sporting events since 1980. That puts us ahead of Indianapolis, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Dallas, everyone, because we are, yes, we said it already, #1. So what does that actually look like? Here are just a few examples of what we've hosted in the last few years. NCAA Women's Frozen Four, Women's Elite Rugby Legacy Cup in 25. We have in 24 the U.S. Olympic Gymnastics Trials. In 2023, we had the Volleyball Girls Junior National Championship. In 2022, we had NCAA Women's Final Four for basketball. In 2021, Paralympic Team Trials. The list goes on. That's just a sampling. We're talking about, of course, events that are bringing in thousands of athletes, tens of thousands of fans, millions of dollars, and a true economic impact. So if you've been to any of these events, you know what it feels like. We are also the home to professional teams like the Minnesota Lynx, who are a 4-time WNBA champions, one of the most successful franchises in league history. Minnesota Frost, which is a professional women's hockey league, which launched in 2024. We've got games selling out. They're building a dynasty. This is not just hosting events once in a while. We are thriving for professional women's sports franchise with a very excited fan base, which is exciting. And for me, I will say that I love watching sports. I am not, if you know me at all, the greatest athlete in the world, but I do enjoy yelling loud at events. And if you've been there, you know that these are pretty amazing events. I think one of the things that's cool is that this says something about who we are as a city. We're a city that likes to invest in our infrastructure, that likes to come together in community, that is supporting equity and inclusion in a really powerful, fun way. You're seeing a city that shows up. Mayor Fry actually said about it, he put it this way. He said, decades of investment, teamwork, and community spirit built this moment. Minneapolis is the #1 city for women's sports, from the Lynx to Frost to thousands of young women competing every day. This is who we are: proud, inclusive, competitive, and unstoppable. So yeah, we're #1. We're proud of it. Proud of you women, athletes out there. Go get them. All right. Next up, we're taking a left turn. As I mentioned, we're going to talk about how Target is selling THC drinks. So stay with me on this one. Target is now selling low-dose THC beverages in 11 Minnesota stores. Now, I don't know what you think about THC. I'm not here to promote, any kind of drug usage, but I will say that it's an alternative to other other things. And I think notable because obviously we have the Target headquarters here. So it is going to be in liquor stores attached to Target locations. The sales started last Friday, October 10th, 2025. It's a pilot program that could expand nationally if it's successful. Target says that we're testing a limited selection of THC beverages beverages in a small number of Minnesota stores to better understand guest interest in this emerging category. So, translation, they're testing here first where it's legal. And if it works, this could go national. One of the things that I think is really cool is that they're sourcing from local breweries. So, Surly, Indeed, and Minnesota Cider. They're carrying these THC beverages and seltzers. They're not national corporations. These are local Minnesota businesses, which is a really cool opportunity for them, obviously, because when Minnesota legalized hemp-derived THC edibles in 2022, it was kind of the Wild West. Companies had to figure out dosing, safety, labeling, consumer education while they were building the product. So Trail Magic, who is attached to Minnesota Cider, the co-founder Jason Dayton said, "This launch validates years of hard work by hundreds of people and brands across our industry who have led with safety, consumer education, and a desire to meet the needs of a new generation." So it's not hype, it's real. The companies took a risk, they did the work, and now they're getting out to major retail distribution. So where can you find these if you're a fan of THC drinks? In Target. Here are the 11 locations. Drum roll, please. Blaine, Chaska, Lino Lakes, Maple Grove, Plymouth, Rochester, Roseville, Shoreview, St. Louis Park, West St. Paul, and last but not least, Woodbury. If you're in any of those, you can check it out. Again, these are in the liquor stores, not in the main Target stores. Okay. All right. And now for something exciting. If you like to dress up or be scared, it's Halloween. It's 2 weeks away. What can we do for fun in the next couple of weeks that is festive and safe? Here are a few ideas for you. Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the top adult haunted attractions that you might be interested in. So let's start with Valley Scare at Valley Fair. It is the largest Halloween event in the Twin Cities. It opened on September 20th and runs until November 1st. You've got a couple weeks left to get there. There's mazes, there's scare zones, live shows, special food and drink. If you want to scream your head off while you scream your head off going down a roller coaster, this is obviously the opportunity for you. Number 2, Twin Cities Fear Fest at the Mall of America. That is started September 26th, goes through November 2nd. They have 2 haunted experiences, so the Deadwater Hollow and Sanctum of Shadows. There's mini escape games, there's carnival games, Elvira-themed shop and bar. So yes, you can drink while you get scared. I don't think they have THC drinks in there, but who knows? It sounds like a whole vibe though. Number 3, Dead End Hayride in Wyoming. Now, this one sounds like the stuff that nightmares are made of. It's the longest running haunted hayride in Minnesota. So they cart you off into the haunted woods. They drop you, leave you, and then you find your way back on foot. So if you like being chased in the woods, in the dark, by people in masks, this is for sure your jam. Number 4, the haunting experience in Cottage Grove. This is multiple haunted houses. It's very immersive. It's very intense. If you like that kind of thing, head on out to Cottage Grove and find your way there. And now this is not in the Twin Cities, but I think noteworthy. If you want to take a little trip, maybe a little weekend trip up to Duluth, there are haunted ship tours. So it's self-guided tour on the William A. Irvin Historic Ore Ship. There are dark hallways, eerie vibes, mysterious sightings. So if you're doing a weekend trip up north, this is a great add-on. It's really fun. Now, here are a few family fun ones if you're looking for something to do that is a little more tame. There's Seavers Fall Festival in Shakopee. This is corn maze, petting zoo, pig races. Who doesn't want to see pigs race after all? And a pumpkin patch. It's a classic Minnesota fall experience. Number 2 for the kids is Boo at the Zoo. They have one in Apple Valley. There's a jack-o'-lantern spectacular that runs until November 2nd. It's stunning. The photos alone are worth it. Just the carved and like illuminated pumpkins. It's beautiful. You should check it out. Now, Anoka, this is the last one that I'm going to mention today. Anoka, if you did not know, is the Halloween capital of the world. I graduated from a school just north of Anoka, and there were people that touted that, very proudly, because it wasn't far. It was like a neighboring city, right? Throughout October, there's outdoor movies, there's scavenger hunts, there's a light up night parade. There's a new social district downtown. Parents can carry drinks while trick or treating. A lot of today's episode is revolving around substances, which is ironic because if you haven't watched my other content, it's Sober-tober for me. I apparently will not be partaking in many of these fun activities. If you want some small town Halloween magic, Anoka is where it's at. In short, you can check it out there. You know what? There's one last one I do want to mention. It is kind of a spooky dining event. The Creekside Supper Club is in South Minneapolis, and it becomes that's what it becomes, the Creekside Supper Club for all of October. There's Halloween decor everywhere. You can wear a costume and then enter raffle for prizes. It sounds like a fun thing, and it's right here in the heart of Minneapolis. All right, last thing, we are going to transition into a quick monthly update on what's happening in the real estate market in the Twin Cities. Overall story for September is this. The market is still strong, but it's definitely normalizing. It's balancing out. I would somewhat hesitantly call this a balanced market. A few key stats for you. Homes sold in September is up 7.5% from last year. So people are still buying and selling. The median sales price is up 2.6% from September of last year. And if you note over time, the sales price is still continuing to increase. But if we look back 4 years, the rate of increase year over year was about 11%. The pace of growth in prices is slowing down, but it's still increasing as of now. Days on market is up for 44 days from 39 days last year. And we can see that there's some seasonality in that because we have seasonality in the Twin Cities area. That is something to keep in mind as we have a little bit of increased inventory, a little bit of increased days on market. Again, that's what's leading us to a more balanced market. We do, of course, now know that interest rates are softening a little bit as well. So that could start encouraging some buyers to get into the market. Month supply of inventory is 2.7%, which is down just a bit, but it is way lower than a historically balanced market, which would be 5 to 6 months. There are some experts that are saying the new normal for a balanced market could be around 3 months because we have been under that 6 level mark for almost 10 years now. So we might be adjusting to a new normal in terms of what a balanced market means. So if you're thinking about selling, the market is still strong, prices are up. We might even see a little bit of an uptick of activity in the fall because of the increased inventory and lowered interest rates. But strategy matters. How you price your home, how you show your home, how you prep your home all matters. If you're thinking about buying, especially if you know it's going to be long term, if you're thinking about buying and then holding and renting and maybe buying another investment property, it's always a good time to buy with the inventory going up a little bit and interest rates going down. Of course, that works in your favor. So bottom line, Minneapolis market is normalizing. And then again, I will always say this, the local micro market is something that you really need to key in on, whether it's condo or it's a specific part of the city or a specific suburb. All of them vary depending on where you're moving. So make sure that you reach out to a professional if that's something you're considering. All right, that is all I've got for you on this inaugural premiere episode of the Minneapolis Edit. As always, if you have questions about anything in the cities, stories you'd like to highlight, if there's something happening, please shoot me an email at jen@perfectmatch.properties or drop a comment below. I would absolutely love to hear from you. And look, if you're thinking about buying or selling, whether that's in the next month or the next 3 years, let's talk. You can shoot me an email, drop me a message on that. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next week. In the meantime, have an amazing week ahead.